this pay enough?
Okay, hello, this is Project Swift coming to you from DotA is hard, and I'm starting a little bit late into this draft, but welcome. Thank you all. Thank you to all the players, thank you to everyone who is watching this live, and thank you to everyone who is watching it on YouTube. So, for those of you who don't know, I haven't done my introduction tonight, so hopefully we can get it over quickly. But, for those of you who don't know, DotA is hard, fantastic Australian DotA in-house community. Everyone is welcome, anyone who is willing to play on Australian servers, or if you could find other players in the community who play on different servers, play on those servers as well. But we prioritize happy, friendly, fun environment. Lots of new players come here to learn how to play in a friendly environment, and lots of more experienced players come here as well to try out new things in captain game modes, or just try out captain's mode, find some team players, and learn some new things. So that's why we're here. We try and learn try and learn in a happy, friendly environment. It's great. Please come along and join us. We hold in-house matches with casters, everything on Wednesday nights, so you can have your games watched and reviewed, and you can go back and review them later, and maybe take on any suggestions that casters put forward for you at any point. So, in this game, we have Sky captaining the Radiant team, going up against Commander Keen, who is captaining the Dire team, and a bunch of decent players on both teams. It should be a good match. Lots of fun, lots of fantastic players, and we've got lots of interesting picks and bans at the moment. So there was a first ban of Naga. That's an interesting one. With her recent buff, she is quite powerful in the lane. The 10-second cooldown on Riptide is massive. And there's a few games where she's been played mid, so she can be run sort of like a Dragon Knight mid, and you just get those early levels on her and use that pressure to really pressure the towers and put some early team fight in against the enemy team. So it's good to run her like that, just something different, something a bit mix it up a little bit. And we had a first pick of Treant Protector, so that's another good one. Batrider was picked up despite his I think this will actually be one of the first games that I've seen Batrider in since his nerfs in the latest patch, so that should be interesting. His vision was nerfed quite a bit, like 400 units during the daytime, and that's a fair bit. So we'll see how that goes. That should be quite interesting. But so yeah, some interesting picks and bans. Treant Protector, Lone Druid. So Treant Protector and Lone Druid, that is a solid lane. Well, not a solid lane, sorry, but a solid lineup, and makes with the Treant Protector's living armor, it will make some people so tough. And then with the bear, the spirit bear for the Lone Druid, that is a tough team there, even with just those two heroes. Meanwhile, we got the picks of the Batrider, so excellent initiation, and great laning presence from the Sticky Napalm. Also that ability to jump in and sort of pick someone off by the Flaming Lasso. Only there's a few things to sort of hold him in place at the moment, but I think Batrider should be seeing some great play at the moment. If you can jump in and pull a Lone Druid out of position, pull the actual Druid, not the bear, out of position, that is a great way to start a fight. Pick him off really, really quickly, and I pick up a Bristleback. Yes, I've been looking for like different ways to put Bristleback into lineups. I really like him. He's one of my more favored heroes. He's just fun, and the amount of damage that you can stack up with Quill Spray is quite a lot, especially in the early games. So that should be great, and hopefully we'll see some cool stuff coming out from the Bristleback. So
10 seconds
that is a really cool pickup, and I'm really excited to see how that goes. And look at this team. It is so tough, with the exception of the Nyx Assassin. That Spike Carapace does add a little bit of tankiness to the Nyx Assassin, at least a bit of disruption when people start focusing her. But that is so tough, those three heroes. They're so tanky. And they pick up the Darkseers. So all four of their heroes, kind of Lone Druid, are melee at the moment. So the pickup of the Darkseer is a good one. While the Radiant team are all range, so they do have that advantage going for them. The Batrider will be having probably a fun time in mid. I feel Darkseer probably long lane, and Visage and Gyrocopter, and whatever their fifth hero is going to be, is probably going to be the tri-lane. So we'll see how that goes. The Dire team, they're they're lacking a few things, I feel. Like the Treant Protector, the Nyx Assassin, and Bristleback can run into a fight, but they don't really have that strong initiation that other heroes bring. Unless the Nyx Assassin and the Treant Protector pick up a Blink Dagger, they can be cut off fairly effectively by heroes by the heroes that they're running into. Meanwhile, the Bat Rider, Gyrocopter, and the Darkseer, all three of them offer, well, mostly the Bat Rider and the Darkseer offer some fairly solid initiation. If the Bat Rider is able to pick up a Blink Dagger, which he should be going for fairly early on, and even with the Darkseer's Surge, he can run in Vacuum Wall followed up by the Gyrocopter's cooldown. That is fairly solid initiation in itself. And the Radiant team are going to be racking their brains for a moment, just sort of try and figure out what does the Dire team need most at the moment. They need a ranged hero, maybe somebody who's a little bit between, maybe a harder carry over the top of the Lone Druid. Maybe they don't really need another support. They have the Treant Protector and the Nyx Assassin. Although both of those sort of want to go 3 or 4 as opposed to a 5. And they have opted to ban out a really solid carry. So that solid mid-game, it is a very good mid-game lineup. So Luna would have added a lot. It does bring that range and it brings that extra tower damage. But they have gone with Puck. So Puck is going probably mid. So that's going to be an aggressive tri-lane of the Bristleback, Nyx Assassin, and Treant Protectors. Maybe safe lane. Treant Protector doesn't bring a lot to aggressive tri-lanes. He's a very, very defensive hero. So it will be an interesting tri-lane, and they'll probably be doing safe lane farming Lone Druid. But I guess they could run him on the long lane. I just feel that that's a dangerous position to be putting your main carry. Lone Druid will be playing as number 1, I feel. Farming Bristleback is okay, but he can only get so good. None of his abilities don't scale into the late game very well at all. So he used to be better back in the old days when Warpath gave you extra attack speed instead of extra attack damage. Back in those days, he used to be a decent-ish carry. But they did do... Radiant team do get their final pick of the Vengeful Spirit there, so that's probably a Gyrocopter Visage Vengeful Spirit tri-lane. And that does add a fair bit between the Bat Rider's Flaming Lasso and the Nether Swap from the Vengeful Spirit. That's a good opportunity to drag a lot of heroes out of the fight, so get those key targets and pull them out of the fight, maybe like the Lone Druid. The actual Druid, not the bear, and possibly if they can catch a Puck out, that would be a really good one as well. Although, if it goes on too late, the Puck will be able to just phase shift, phase shift, and just blink out if it gets swapped in and it is not followed up upon. But this is an interesting lineup for both teams. It should be great, so we'll see how this is going. Meanwhile, I'll introduce them quickly from left to right. The Radiant Captain Sky is going mid on the Bat Rider, with Sledgehammer playing the Visage on the bottom lane. EJ is going top lane on the Darkseer, long lane solo. Tang is going to be playing support as well with that Visage. He's playing the Vengeful Spirit. And Jokes, I'm guessing, J Loveheart KS, I'm guessing it's Jokes, is going to be playing the carry Gyrocopter. So we got the Dire team just chucking down a few wards here, blocking with that Sentry ward and opting to put the Observer ward up there to make it quite safe. And they are doing that aggressive tri-lane. But we'll introduce them quickly before the creeps spawn. We've got Commander Keen, the captain, playing the Lone Druid on solo safe lane. Elusive Liege on the Bristleback. Grumpy Stumpy, appropriate name, is going to be playing the Treant Protector. Also K on the Nyx Assassin. And Osmodius on the Puck solo mid. So, just having a quick look, starting items, so very quick bottle build on the Puck, excellent creep blocking there as well. The Bat Rider also going fast bottle for the mid. top lane, Orb of Venom first item on the Spirit Bear, sort of probably anticipating that the solo long lane Darkseer, and has opted to get that Orb of Venom really quickly to try and harass him as much as possible. But this tri-lane's going to be very interesting. So there's a single stun on the Vengeful Spirit there. They didn't get they got their Living Armor first to really keep that Initiator safe, so keep that Nyx Assassin safe. And Bristleback has picked up his Quill Spray first. Will be difficult for him to keep up those stacks as the Radiant supports are decently fast. Bristleback is a slow hero, so does need that extra move speed towards the start. Got a few glitches here, unfortunately. Hopefully we can rectify those quickly. But this will be an interesting tri-lane versus tri-lane. The Treant Protector brings a lot of survivability. Bristleback, tanky enough hero once he levels his Bristleback. So this will make the tri-lane very difficult to kill. This will make him very tough, especially if the Nyx Assassin gets that Spike Carapace as well. But the Radiant team have a lot of damage. The Vengeful Spirit has that 100 damage nuke at level 1. Visage just melts people with Soul Assumption once he's got 1 or 2 levels in it. The Gyrocopter, if he decides to pick up that Rocket Barrage for this tri-lane damage, will hurt a lot. So it's tank versus damage, basically. See how it goes. The Dire tri-lane don't have a lot of damage going for them. They have that Quill Spray, but it's going to be difficult to get those stacks up. Treant Protector can get up Leech Seed, but it's not very much damage compared to what the Dire team has to offer. What the Radiant team has to offer. And that little bit of damage from the 2 nukes from the Nyx Assassin, but it's not going to be heaps. I think this Sentry Ward has missed the pull, but Nyx Assassin has stepped in to block this. That is a fantastic way to block the pull. Hopefully, that would be really, really cool. They're going in on Bristleback, but that would be really cool if the Vengeful Spirit drops down a Sentry Ward to try and de-ward something that's, I guess, not really there. That would be a fantastic little trick. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Darkseer is playing really aggressively up against this Lone Druid, forcing him to get those last hits under the tower. Darkseer is making excellent use of his early game presence. The Lone Druid does have that little bit of help from the Living Armor, and Puck is coming top lane. Ooh, this could be a really, really dangerous place for the Darkseer right now. He's going in under the creep wave, has just copped a little 1-2 hits from the Puck, and Puck has this haste rune, and he's going for it. A surge on the Darkseer, but it's only going to last so long, and he runs straight into a bear. And there we go. First blood going to the bear. That carry gets that extra gold. So, excellent play by the Darkseer, getting really aggressive up in the Lone Druid's face. But great play by this Puck as well, capitalizing on the fact that Darkseer was quite out of position and was able to pick up that first blood, and that will help his team a lot. Does have his bottle as well. So does the Batrider. Batrider is... Nope, they're on equal experience despite the fact the Puck had to leave the lane to go get that kill. So, was able to get enough. One more hit, and there we go. Ward is dewarded. So this will make it a bit more dangerous for this tri-lane, even though they are really tanky. They are really tanky. They can't take too much. As you can see, they're taking a lot of harass here. Bristleback has picked up a Ring of Basilius. None of them have a Stout Shield, I think. They got, 3 melee heroes in the aggressive tri-lane. Actually, that is another interesting point I just noticed. The 3 melee heroes, that's quite... that's a bit harsh on them. It's difficult to be aggressive with 3 melee heroes. Usually when you're hitting, like actually attacking the heroes, you sort of trip over one another and you end up blocking one another. If they could trade one of these for a ranged hero, probably trade the Treant Protector for a ranged hero that adds a bit more. Maybe if they were able to pick up a Lena or a Lesharak or one of those sort of heroes, they are a bit squishier and would definitely trade off the survivability of the tri-lane, but it would add so much extra damage and so much extra killing potential. They're coming in, D wards happening. I'm not sure if those two sentry wards would see each other. I don't think they do, but going in on the next assassin, what happened? I am unsure what happened there, but the Treant Protector goes down to 2 all that burst damage. The Nyx Assassin did activate the Spike Carapace, but it seems as though none of them got stunned. It's only a 0.6 second stun, so very minimal, but I didn't see it pop up on any of the heroes, so that could be a bit of maybe a glitch, but I'm unsure. Darkseer, despite his earlier death, getting up in the Lone Druid's face again. He's really making it a bit... no, Lone Druid's doing really well under the tower, so managing to get all those last hits, doing quite well, but Darkseer, for the long lane, is doing very well as well. He's getting his own last hits and really farming the lane quite effectively, like 4 creeps of every creep wave. You can't get better creep... you can't get a better creep score than that. So, just putting himself in that little bit of danger and getting some extra creeps from the jungle as well. So,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Racing for the bottom rune. So both heroes went to the top rune, backed off, and now they're racing for the bottom rune. And I think Puck's going to get this one. Batrider has a smoke, but Firefly, but no, Puck has those boots. Batrider has boots, but Puck's just that little bit faster and had Illusionary Orb if it came to it. Some serious ward battles going on here. Visage is in a dangerous situation going up against the two heroes. Put one hit in to sort of try and harass them a bit, but they're going in on the Gyrocopter. They throw a stun and they've got a couple of slows in. A bit of damage happening here. They do have that follow-up, and they're going to get a kill on the Gyrocopter. The 3 heroes underneath the tower taking a little bit of extra damage. Oh, some burst coming from the 2 supports there, but just not enough. He is quite tough, and with that Treant Protector healing him up, it's just even more. So there we are. Aggressive tri-lane is paying off, and Darkseer's taking a lot of damage. Snaps the rubber band and takes heaps of damage from Puck's Illusionary Orb. He dies as well. Lone Druid getting the last hit on there. Batrider is coming in and has found a Bristleback and double stun from the Nyx. Excellent work, but he's taking so much damage that just that burn damage from the fire, fighting under the fire, is huge. The Gyrocopters come in as well, and Bristleback takes so much burst damage. Meanwhile, the Batrider cuts off the Treant Protector and gets that kill there. Very, very important kills for the Radiant team. So, now that we're a couple of minutes in and some kills have been going off, we'll take a quick look. So, a few boots coming up, no other serious core items. The Bristleback has opted for Cloak, has still not getting a Stout Shield, has opted against that Stout Shield. I really feel that it would increase his tankiness so much if he was able to pick that up. The Ring of Basilius, great item, especially for his tri-lane, adds so much regeneration to some spammable skills there, but really needs that extra tankiness from the Stout Shield, I feel.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So Lone Druid has picked up early phase boots, so trying to get aggressive up against this Darkseer. So Darkseer does have that surge which can outrun the bear, but can't outrun it so much with that phase boots now. Will allow the bear to keep up nice and close, and also gives him that extra attack damage, a full 24 damage to get those last hits under the tower. Effective choice of item. And Batrider is coming in and he's going to snag the Lone Druid. Does he? No, doesn't get a first hit route underneath the tower, but Batrider is taking so much tower damage. He just keeps copping these hits. The bear does go down to that fire, but 2 supports teleport in to try and help him out, and the Radiant heroes do have to back off. Lone Druid has teleported back, healing himself up, and will wander back in, continue that farm. But right now the two heroes from that aggressive Dryland have had to back off, and Gyrocopter's doing a little bit of jungle farm, but has picked up Phase Boots, so for that extra last hitting power. Has got a bracer, so probably going drums. So wants that sort of mid-game push sort of plan going on there. Unfortunately, it seems we're still having some visual errors and some problems and bugs. It happens. So, just having a quick look now. So, mechanisms being picked up on the Darkseer, drums is being picked up on the Gyrocopter, and still not too much. Nyx Assassin does have a smoke, and yes, other than that, not heaps. So, Lone Druid's always misleading, but we did just take a look at his items there. While we're at it, last hits and denies. So, there you see. Darkseer getting aggro in under the tower has given him a lot of last hits, especially for a long lane solo. Long lane solos should not really be doing that well, but I guess Darkseer is made to win the lane. His Ion Shell is so powerful, and it makes it quite easy for him to farm even on the long lane. So he can really dominate a lane with that skill. But Lone Druid is doing quite well, has got 49 last hits in under the tower, so doing very well, followed by Puck and then the Gyrocopter. So Gyrocopter compared to the Lone Druid is falling behind, is 20 last hits behind, but he has been up against the Tri-Lane, so Tri-Lane has been doing their job and sort of limiting the amount of farm that the enemy carry is getting, but there's only so much you could do. But meanwhile, Puck, I think Puck just used his ultimate on the Visage. Good little illusionary orb dodge phase shift there out of the soul assumption from the Visage, but he did get a regen rune out of that. Did have to use up his ultimate, but got the regen rune. So going in on the two heroes here. Lots of pings on the tree. Tree doesn't have invis, and they've dropped a big, pulling the Lone Druid back into the fight and dropped a big rock, but I don't think the rocket hit anything. Lots of damage going onto the Lone Druid. One more, doesn't have soul assumption. One more, two more hits. He's just regenning that. Finally the little, what is it, flame break shoots in, picks up the kill on the Lone Druid. The Treant Protector did go down in amongst all that, didn't have invis to get away, and there's a kill on the Nyx Assassin as well, but Puck's come in, picked up the kill on the Visage, and has got his sights set on this Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter has phase boots, so he will be able to run away quite effectively. Support is teleporting in. Will they find him? He is teleporting out. Orb is going on, and they do get the hill. The hit. Puck ends the Gyrocopter's killing spree. That was a big fight. So that was 1, 2, 3 kills for 1, 2, I think? 3, no, the Visage, no, Visage went down, yep, 2 for 3 trade. I'm not sure who came out on top there. That was pretty big that the Gyrocopter died, but the Gyrocopter did get a double kill, so take a quick look. Net worth, Puck is sitting on top, but that could also just be due to his involvement in other fights. Does have 2 assists sitting there, so interesting trade. We'll see what comes of it later on. Bat Rider racing the Puck for the rune there, and Puck just sneaks it out from under him. Bat Rider is having a difficult time with these rune races up against the Puck. Doing a little bit of jungle farming, trying to get it best he can. Flame Break runs out, or Firefly, whichever one it is, runs out. Action's happening on the mid lane. Visage has taken a lot of damage, has his little thing, his little familiar to come in, chucks 2 stuns down, and Puck is able to orb out of the way and just sort of, they do pick up kill on the Visage, and Puck orbs in under the tower to secure that kill. So, it will be... Ooh, Puck has a Blink Dagger. But, it will be interesting to see what sort of role Bristleback plays in this game. He was sort of the farming hero, and I say that while making little quotation marks in the aggressive tri-lane, as I feel that their aggressive tri-lane was really trying to focus on getting kills and hampering the enemy tri-lane, and they didn't really do that too much. They did it to an extent, but Gyrocopter still has some farms, still has drums and phase boots, sort of 12 minutes in. So he's doing alright. But now that that tri-lane, like the laning phase is over and they're sort of rotating, looking for some more action, it will be interesting to see what the Bristleback does. He's picked up Bracer, does have that, just a naked cloak, has opted not to turn it into a headdress or anything, so I still feel that he should be looking for a Vanguard. He should have picked up the Stout Shield early on. At least one of these long lane tri-lane heroes should have picked it up. They're 3 melee, and they were going up against 3 ranged heroes, and that Gyrocopter with the flak cannon. Gyrocopter goes in, he's absolutely sped in, straight in under the towers, doesn't have that stun to follow it up from the Vengeful Spirit or anything though, but Gyrocopter throws rockets straight on top, picks up the kill on the Pudge as well as that Bristleback, but there you see the power of that Bristleback. All 4 heroes on the Radiant team are so close to dying. They're very, very low. The amount of damage that the Bristleback just puts out with his Bristleback skill and his Quill Spray is huge, especially on the low level supports. And that is why you need that early game tankiness. You need to be able to survive things like that. Put all that damage in from the Quill Spray, put in that extra damage and be able to walk out. And that's why you need items like the Vanguard, you need the Power Treads, probably a Bracer or 2, things like that. But really the Vanguard, that is one of my... That's gonna be my professional suggestion for this one. Is you need that Vanguard and you need to get it up. I'm gonna have to just do one thing really quickly. Let's follow this puck.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, it was starting to rain outside, just had to do one thing quickly. Oakley dokley, we're back and continuing on. Hopefully I didn't miss too much action, but it looks like I'm going to catch a bit of action. We've got 4 against 5. Did a tower...
Regeneration.
Tower just went down? Batrider got the deny on that tower, so I did miss a little bit of action there.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
But in the meantime, the Lone Druid was able to pick up that kill on the top tower. Bit of dewarding happening here. They're getting that deward off, so the Radiant team were looking at them. They do have the Blink Dagger on the Batrider, so they might anticipate a blink. No, Batrider's teleporting bot, hopefully looking to get one of these 2 heroes there. They do get a kill on the Gyrocopter, another important kill for the Dire team. So Bristleback is picking up the drums for the Dire team. So that's going to be his role. He's going to be sort of have that presence in the middle of the fight and try and just hamper. Oh, they're going straight in on the Batrider, diving in. The Darkseer's teleported in, but he cops 3 ultimates. Bunch of heroes. The Batrider gets stunned by the spiked Carapace. And Bristleback's on straight in. Batrider's so close. He does go down. He does cop that extra Quill Spray. And Bristleback's stuck. Oh, he's going to have to teleport out or have one of his friends come and shoo him out. He doesn't have a Quelling Blade and he doesn't have anything to sort of break him out. So he's going to have to teleport back. Good run by the Batrider there, but excellent play by the Dire team. Jumping straight in after. They do get the kill on the on the Treant Protector, but they do pay for it with Vengeful Spirit. Double kill though. Visage getting a double kill on the Nyx Assassin as well. Those familiars put to good use, and one more hit does go down. Feeds 200 gold to the puck though. Gyrocopter's going straight in on this lone druid, but he's entangled by the bear. Visage is coming in, needs one soul assumption. No, he stopped. I'm not sure why he stopped. He could have kept going. They got one more soul assumption. No, soul assumption. The dab lone druid. You could do it. Gyrocopter's going to go to the Treant Protector's Leech Seed, but Treant Protector's straight in under. Getting away on very, very little life. The two familiars get stunned by the rubber band, but they do manage to get that kill under the onto the Treant Protector. But they take a lot of damage from the tower and feed 100 gold, I think, just to the Radiant team. So to the Dire team, sorry. So that should be all right. And I think they're going to get a tower out of this. Batright is in behind and ready to block any creep waves that come, being a little bit of scout with that haste rune. But they are going to get that tower. And last hit goes to the Batrider. Very interesting fights. The kills are going quite even at the moment. The towers are a bit of a different story. Gyrocopter going in after the Bristleback, but opts against it. Does have that phase boots and a Yasha and a drum, so he will be able to chase after the Bristleback. Bristleback's about to copper missile, does copper missile, and rockets are going down. I don't think he's going to be able to do enough damage to the Bristleback, especially if he's doing rocket barrage from behind like that. Could turn around, throw another missile onto the Bristleback, but if you're doing rocket barrage onto the Bristleback from behind, he's going to. The damage reduction is huge. It's down to like 300 damage as opposed to 600. It's massive, so you really need to try and predict his movements and get in front of him to try and do as much damage as you can, especially with those sort of like sustained burst abilities like Leshirak's Diabolic Edict and Gyrocopter's Rocket Barrage. Those are two key ones that you want to get. Make sure that you hit Bristleback in the front. Other like solid burst things like Lena or Lion's ultimate, you can really make sure that you hit him in the front. Bit difficult when he's doing like circle dances like that. And other dots like say Doom or Venomancer's ultimates, they're much less important to try and hit on the front, because once you put it on, he's just going to turn around. Oh, Nyx Assassin, copping a sentry ward to the face, was going in, thought he found some people, but Puck's teleporting in, puts that silence, great ultimate, but everyone's vacuuming in, and wall. Gyrocopter, Gyrocopter's coming in, doing a bunch of damage. Bristleback's going to sneak away, does get the kill on the Visage with those bloody quill sprays, but Batrider shoots out a little flame break and gets the kill. Gyrocopter is going straight, was going after the Puck and the Treant as they were running away, but now they're grouping up and they're gonna go for this mid tower. So Radiant making a bit of a comeback in this game. Dire was ahead for a while there, but they're dragging it back, and that's going to bring it even further back towards the Radiant. So it's looking fairly even at the moment here. I guess I should take a look at where the gold actually is on both teams. So the Lone Druid is at the top of the bar at the moment, has picked up a Maelstrom, has opted to not go for a Radiance this game. I feel that with the amount of free farm that he has been getting in the top lane, Radiance is a very valid point, very valid item. He could be going for it, especially with like the squishiness of the Radiant supports. Once the Visage's Gravekeeper's Cloak has been taken off, he is quite squishy. And then the Vengeful Spirit, as well as the Gyrocopter, both quite squishy agility heroes in the early to mid game. So Radiance would have a fairly large impact this game, I feel. But he has opted to go for the Maelstrom instead. He does have a lot of gold up his sleeve. Could be going for Radiance now, or could just be... I doubt that he'd be buying a Molyneux straight up, so he's probably looking for that Radiance, maybe an Assault Cuirass, but I feel with the stack of gold that he has on him, he has chosen to go for a Radiance. Familiars are coming in, gonna stun a few heroes there, just chuck a little bit of stun, a little bit of damage, but hopefully he's got to be on top of these Familiars now to not feed that gold to the bear, but nope, it's gonna happen. They come back alive, don't really fly anywhere. That's an extra 200 gold to the Dire team. Bears coming in doing that massive damage to the tower. That extra attack speed from the Maelstrom and the extra attack damage from the phase boots goes so well up against that tower. Got an entangle on the Darkseer there. But Bat Rider blinks in, activates his little Firefly, but gets stunned by a Spike Carapace from the Nyx Assassin, and he's taking a lot of damage though. Nyx Assassin takes his own amount of damage. Gyrocopter doing heaps with Call Down, and Visage throwing that Soul Assumption in to finish it off, and again gets the double kill on the Treant Protector. Excellent use of the burst damage there, and excellent turnaround. That Nyx Assassin made it a really scary start to the fight by stunning that Bat Rider, but the Radiant team were on top of it. They came straight back into the fight and really were there to support the Bat Rider when he was in a dangerous situation, and they managed to turn it around fantastically. And they will also get a tower for it as well. So right now Gyrocopter is leading the charts, leading that farm. The next 3 heroes are Dire heroes, so that is, it's still a bit hairy for the Radiant. Despite the kills, I think it's still fairly even. I think at this point though, during the mid game, the Radiant have better heroes for the fights that are happening. The Bristleback has picked up an armlet, so fine item. I really like armlet. I don't think it's very good on Bristleback. The majority of the time you're not really hitting people, you're sort of running around spamming your skills. You just want to be a presence in the fight. You're not hitting people too often. You want to make the most of your extra damage from Warpath, but usually not. So I don't feel that Armlet is a fantastic item on Bristleback. But we'll see how it goes. It should help him survive a lot if he toggles the armlet correctly. Will help him a lot during those fights. So I'll just run through. The Radiant team look to be grouping up now. Little bit of ward fighting coming over here. So pings on this illusion. 2 fairly core items coming up. So Basher has been picked up on the Lone Druid. So he must be. Was he going? Oops. No, he's just gone straight up Basher. He still has a lot of gold there. So could be going an Abyssal Blade, or I don't know. I don't feel that a Basher is a great item at this point. But who's to say? Like the Gyrocopter has gone the Manta style instead of the Black King bar, so Basher's not going to hold too much up against him, but will definitely help against those low movement speed supports like the Vengeful Spirit and the Visage. Will really lock them down in place and hopefully lock down the Bat Rider before he can really blink and force staff all around while dragging enemy heroes. But I don't know, I feel that there are a bunch of better items that the Lone Druid could have opted for. I still think Radiance would have been a good choice this game. Would have nullified a big thing that I didn't mention before. It would nullify the Blink Dagger for the Bat Rider, and that if they're able to do that, that would really sort of kill a lot of the initiation for the Radiant team. But for now, it seems that both teams are fairly confident with just sort of farming up, getting a few more of those core items up. Puck has picked up a Perseverance, so maybe going for that Lincoln Sphere. They do have a little bit of targeted stuff, especially the Swap is a big dangerous one to watch out for. Also the Root from the Lone Druid. Sorry, Lone Druid's on his team, so Swap, also Rocket, Soul Assumption. So there are a number of spells that can be blocked by the Lincoln Sphere. I could be completely wrong, and he could just be going for like Refresher Orb or a Battle Fury. So Darkseer's picked up a mechanism and he's going pipe as well. So putting the two on the same hero, I would say it's a little bit dangerous, but there's nothing really on the Radiant team that sort of is able to single out one hero and deal massive damage, such as the Batrider's Flaming Lasso. If there was a hero on the Dire team that had both mechanism and a pipe, he would be a prime target for Batrider to jump in and just sort of drag him out of the fight. So Bear has picked up a Hyperstone, so he is attacking a lot faster now. He could just be going try and lock some heroes down with what he's going here. I feel that this should be turning into an Assault Cuirass as opposed to a Molyneux. The Radiant team aren't going to be targeting the Bear too much with just just physical attacks. A lot of their damage is magical. So Molyneux, not that fantastic at this point, and I feel that yes, definitely Assault Cuirass would be a lot better. Got a smoke gank here, so circles will be drawn. They're looking for the Lone Druid, so smokes on top of the entire Radiant team, so all 5 of them are going. Batrider is leading the way. I think as soon as he sees an enemy hero, he's going to blink straight on top of him. Smoke will be revealing here soon, so they know, yep, they're straight on top of the Lone Druid. Got 4 or 5 heroes on top of him, taking heaps of damage, and they do get that kill. That is an important kill for the Radiant team. And lines are being drawn on this tower, so they're going to try and take this tower afterwards as well. They'd still have a fair bit of team fight presence between that Puck and that Treant Protector, so that's holding a lot of people in place. Nyx Assassin should be able to try and pick off a support. I feel that Radiant team should have a sentry, and they should be placing it down fairly. No, they don't have. They do have one sentry on them, and it is placed down. So Nyx Assassin won't be able to pick anyone off, but they have pipes and going straight for the tower. Nyx Assassin swapped into the middle of them, but goes invis and is able to dodge that rocket. Gets double stun, and Gyrocopter's taking a lot of damage. He's very, very low, but so much burst damage from that, sustained damage from that fire from the Gyrocopter does really, really hurt a bunch of heroes, and a bit of a dangerous armlet toggle from the Bristleback there in the fire almost died to it. But they do pick up the kill on the Treant Protector and send the Nyx Assassin as well as the Bristleback back to base. No, Puck got away. I thought for a moment that he might have fought back. So that was an excellent maneuver by the Radiant team there. Smoke gank straight into a push. As soon as that their carry hero was down on the Dire team, picked it up straight away. So Dire team are going to have to start playing fairly creatively at the moment. We're trying to just really create some room for the Lone Druid, but it hasn't been effective enough. He is heading towards that Assault Cuirass and has most of the items. Almost has it up, about 500 gold away. But yes, as they were trying to create that room for him, the Radiant team just countered it with the smoke gank. So they are having to put up observer wards and sentry wards down over the jungle, and try and reduce any vision and reduce any map presence that the Radiant team has. Gyrocopter has picked up a Black King bar as well, so that the Lone Druid's Basher on the Bear will be able to start finding some use. He can send that straight after the Gyrocopter, and if the Gyrocopter uses his Black King bar, that will be able to shut him down for a little bit of time. Gem on the Batrider as well, so excellent hero to have the gem on. Can use that Firefly to de-ward very effectively. Great Ancient stack here as well for the Gyrocopter. Pick that up nice and confidently. Will add plenty of farm to his Yeah, plenty of farm to his GPM. Although Lone Druid is not very far behind. He's been sitting on Gyrocopter's tail for most of the mid game now. Spirit Bear's going in after him. Does get a first hit root on top of the Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter mances out, and a big wall. Excellent use, and a follow-up route from the There, things are happening. Completely stuffing up this cast and completely stuffing up the action that I'm calling. But it's all good. I can follow it with my mouse, and you can all go. So the Treant Protector does go down to the Gyrocopter, getting a hit on that, and a massive shot from the. What's going on? Things are happening. Massive shot on the back of the Bristleback, and he's on very low life. Toggles his armlet, almost dies to that to the wave of terror coming out from the Vengeful Spirit. A bit of toggling. He does have a mechanism up, so he will be able to heal himself in 5 seconds. Also has a full magic wand, so I think he needs to toggle it off and heal or head back. Needs to make that decision. Pings happening on the bottom tower. Assault Cuirass has been picked up on the Spirit Bear as well. Although the Gyrocopter has had to teleport away and defend that bottom tower. Although I don't feel that he needed to, but as all the heroes on the Dire team are back alive, he did choose to. Vengeful Spirit's in a really dangerous situation. Gets bashed, gets shredded by the Lone Druid. No way he was getting out of that. Nyx Assassin was there to throw in a stun just in case, but has vendetted and will be looking for an opening. Good counter warding here from the Dire team. Pings are happening there, so they know. I think in that residual bit of pings happening on an illusion. They did spend a fair bit to try and take that down that illusion. That Treant Protector's ultimate was used as well as a sentry ward.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, catching out the Gyrocopter. Did use his Manta Style, and a stun was thrown in, and they throwing a lot of hits, and he's staying and fighting. Black King Bar used his ultimate, massive damage on the entire Dire team, and now the Radiant supports are coming in to sort of clean it up. Visage taking heaps of damage. That Bristleback did heaps of damage to that Visage. Completely shredded his armor with that nasal goo. And Bristleback's just running in, just being an anti-carry. He's running straight into the middle of the fight. Complete single-mindedness, picking that target and just going for it. Doesn't matter about what's coming his way. Unfortunately, most of his team has died off now, so they are able to pick up the kill on the Bristleback. But his single-mindedness charging did pick off that Gyrocopter and did get the Visage in the middle of the fight as well. Radiant team are coming in. Their Gyrocopter is down, so it will be difficult for them to push this, but they do have that aura damage, the Vengeance aura from the Spirit, adding a little bit of extra damage to the creep. Swaps the Nyx Assassin out today. Things are going all over the place. People are being force-staffed, running around, swapped. Things are happening, blinking. And right now the Bat Rider's taking a lot of damage from that Spirit Bear, but is able to fly over a few different walls, and unfortunately leaves the Vengeful Spirit almost to his fate. No, double stun, knocks the bear around and does stun the bear as a surge comes in from the Darkseer, and the Vengeful Spirit is able to get away. So taking a quick look, the time has passed a bit, so Bat Rider has a lot of mobility in that Force Staff and the Blink Dagger. Also the Vengeful Spirit has that Force Staff up as well, so we'll be shooting players around the map with swaps and Force Staffs and things like that happening. Both the Pipe and the Mechanism have been finished for a while on the Darkseer, and he has a gem on him as well. I think that was previously lost as the Batrider was holding it. And Gyrocopter is looking for a butterfly, so that butterfly will help a lot against the Lone Druid. Meanwhile, on the Dire team, that Puck has been looking at that Lincoln Sphere for a while now. But yeah, he's been sitting there for a while. It hasn't eventuated into anything, unfortunately. Bristleback has picked up that mechanism that we saw before, and finally his Pipe of Insight. So he's pulling that same role that the Darkseer is, and I feel that they both fill that role fairly effectively. Has also picked up that Drums of Endurance as well.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So it could be a bit of Rosh contesting. No, yes, the Dire team are looking for it, so Spirit Bear is sitting in there, and this ward will be seeing what's going on. Pings are happening on Rosh. They know that something's happening. They're wandering around. I'm not sure what they're looking for. Darkseer did get the deny on the top tower. Bunch of heroes are grouping up here. They might be looking for a smoke. Is there a smoke board on the courier? Nope. They're turning around. Oh, one of them had a smoke on him. I think that Nyx Assassin still had a smoke, so are they? Yes, they're going to go look for a kill, see if they can find something. Spirit Bear's running in. They're going to walk straight into a Darkseer. Darkseer has Search, Stun. Yes, they do catch him on the tip of the stun. Force-staffed out of the way by that Batrider. Unfortunately, he doesn't have anything to save himself. Darkseer is then swapped out by the Vengeful Spirit, and Batrider buys back into the game. So he's teleporting back in, and Vengeful Spirit's taking a lot of damage from this. A lot of damage from the Lone Druid, and he was actually knocked back in by that Flame Break from the Batrider. But a pipe has come out, Nyx Assassin has got a rocket on top of him, a wall has been put down. So this will make the fight a bit more dangerous, but the Darkseer sneaks away on 100 life, very, very low at this point of the game. Treant Protector's coming, used his ultimate, Gyrocopter's in the middle of the fight, doing a fair bit with his Flat Cannon, but just not enough. And but he does buy back straight away, so he's coming back into the fight. Nyx Assassin taking keeps, and Gyrocopter's teleported back in, straight into the Lone Druid, and he just dies straight away. That is a huge, huge moment for the Dire team. That is a lot of gold being taken away from that Gyrocopter, and he is so much further away from his butterfly right now. Nyx Assassin is forced to use his ultimate to sneak away, but he wanders through the wall, just catches the end of the wall there, just as the wall disappeared. But Batrider has Flaming Lasso, decided not to use it on the Bristleback, has instead backed off. Puck is sitting here, sort of in a dangerous situation, does finally get his Lincoln Sphere. That was a very important fight for the Dire team. They just put a sheer dent in the Radiant's plan by forcing that Gyrocopter. I don't even feel that they forced him, but having that Gyrocopter buy back and then come back into the fight again and die straight away is just, that is huge. Just take a little look at the gold graph, and the gold graph is still massively in the Radiant's favour. I didn't notice that it was that much, but that is still a very big win for the Dire team. What has the bear got on him now? Still got the same items, but the Lone Druid does have a fair bit of gold under his belt, and has opted for a Vladimir's Offering, so he's going to try and keep himself and the bear healthy. Also, the Bristleback will benefit a lot from that, considering the amount of attack damage that he's doing in fights. Also, at this point in the game, I feel that I have to apologise a little bit for the lackluster in this cast that I'm doing, but my throat is really sore, so I'm determined to stick it out until the end of this game. This is like the 3rd or 4th game that I've casted this evening, and just coming off the back of a sickness, so my throat's still a bit tender, and it's really feeling it. But we have a smoke coming in here. Our DotA team are wandering in. They're gonna try and find the Radiant team, try and catch them out. Smoking through the creeps as well. The Radiant team don't have any wards that are up or anything, so I still think that they know that something's going on. They did have this ward here, so they did see the entire DotA team go into their jungle. They're just not sure where it is. Did get a kill. This could be a really cool bait. They did get a kill on that familiar there, and they know that the druid's there, but I don't know if they know how much the rest of the team is. But they're still going in after him. The Vengeful Spirit's copping a bit of damage from this Spirit Bear. Nyx Assassin is forced to use the Spike Carapace and sneaks out, while Gyrocopter uses that Black King Bar. But it keeps going. The Tramp wanders in, tries to get his ultimate off, but just dies before he gets in there. People they're dying like bugs and flies and trees and things. Eventually the Gyrocopter does get taken down, but they paid for it with 3. Lone Druid is still alive, is backing away, has swapped. A Vengeful Spirit swapped, but there's nothing really to follow it up. Batrider has used his Firefly to keep vision on this Puck. Puck has Blink Dagger and has blunk away up the hill, straight into a Visage. Visage could have the slow, but it is going straight, continuing through. Knocked back, there's one Flaming Lasso, 1 second left on the blink, but they have turned around. So, didn't really want to go too much further in. We've got 4 heroes here. They don't have the Gyrocopter, but they're gonna try and take down this Roshan. With their Vengeful Spirits, Vengeance Aura, as well as Wave of Terror, they should be able to take it, especially with the Visage using that Medallion of Courage. Look at that, Darkseid's taking barely any damage thanks to that plate mail, and he now has a Shiva's Guard up, so that will be huge. That will have such a big impact against the DotA team and their four melee heroes. That will be harming them a lot, especially slowing that Bristleback and the Lone Druid's attack speed by 40% now. That will be a really serious impact on these fights. So both teams are looking for an opening right now. They have found these familiars, so the familiars will spot out most of the DotA team. Nyx Assassin is in Viz, but they've thinking of going on the familiars, just get that little bit of extra gold. But pings are happening on this bottom tower, so the DotA team, the Radiant team coming in to defend it. An Ion Shell thrown on the creep wave, just making sure that it pushes that creep wave back out. God damn, that is an effective skill for, like, counter pushing. Or just pushing those creep waves out. You can just send it on the creep wave and then you can wander off to a different lane, teleport, you don't even have to be there. Not so effective when they're pushing right in front of your face, because they just take down the one with the Ion Shell. Nyx Assassin has gone invis and is looking for an opening, but is playing very sort of passively. The amount of times that he's wandered straight into a sentry ward or something like that. Gyrocopter was forced to use his ultimate to defend there, but does get his butterfly up. So holds it back off, getting up that next core item, and that will help a lot in this next fight. Pipe has been used. Vengeful Spirit's looking for a swap. They do have. He is sped up. Does swap the Lone Druid out, and Vengeful Spirit absolutely legs it. Darkseer is taking heaps of damage. He stunned and held, and he's not going to be able to get the vacuum. Oh, he just gets the vacuum off before he goes down. There's a gem there, but so much damage. The illusion's going to be doing heaps of damage. This is causing havoc to the Dire team, but not as much havoc as the Dire team are causing to the Radiant. The Gyrocopter gets absolutely shredded by the Lone Druid's bear, as well as the Bristleback. Bristleback completely tore through his armor. Those nasal goos stacking with the Assault Cuirass on top of the Spirit Bear just shredded those 4 heroes. Nyx did find that gem eventually, picked it up, and the Familiar was looking for it as well by the looks. But Visage gets taken down by the 2 heroes. Lone Druid as well as the Puck shred the tower. Next one, this will be looking for a Rax. There's 20 of Visage does buy back, but there's not so much that just him and the Bat Rider can do. Which one's my buyback status? That one, 8. 8 is my buyback status. So there's not much. No, there's no one on the Radiant team who can buy back. So the Dire team are just going to be able to get these towers. They should be able to get this second rack. Now the Darkseer is up in a moment. The Vengeful Spirit should be able to swap somebody into the towers here, if they play their cards right. But without, they do swap the Bristleback back, and he does get stunned. And the Dire team are turning around. Bat Rider held him, but he didn't keep going. Didn't pull him further back. But good armlet toggles by the Bristleback, making him very difficult to kill. Eventually the Darkseer is able to sort of stop him for a moment, that half a second from the vacuum, stop the armlet toggle, and they were able to get that kill on him. But half of Radiant's base is gone right now. It's still in the Radiant's favor, and even with that massive lead of the 12,000, the Dire team did get an excellent fight off, managed to turn around that swap so effectively as the Radiant team ran haphazardly into that fight. They were able to turn it around very effectively, pick off those important targets, and then get almost a double Rax. Bat Rider's going straight in, and then Treant Protector got swapped straight into the middle of the team. Did use his ultimate. Wasn't that amazing effect. Nyx Assassin has now got a Blink Dagger, so there's another initiation available to them. Now Bristleback has bought back and is coming straight into the fight. Treant Protector bought back as well, so coming straight in. Wall has been used. Nyx Assassin taking a lot of damage. Those illusions are doing a fair bit. Nyx Assassin's 1-2, the Gyrocopter does get picked off by the Nyx Assassin there, and the Puck was able to phase shift out of any further damage. Lone Druid just picked up the Visage as well as the Bat Rider. Kill going to the Bristleback there, and the Darkseer is running away. I don't know if he's going to be able to outrun this bear, but with this massive creep wave coming in, I think this creep wave will take this barracks before any of the Radiant heroes can get back to defend it. There it goes. Darkseer running as fast as his tiny little pointed head can carry him. And there is a GG called from the Radiant captain. This was a fantastic game. I am slightly disappointed that my voice couldn't keep up with it. It's so croaky right now. But massive game, very, very well played by both teams. Especially well played for the Dire team. The Radiant were in such a massive lead, and yet the Dire team were able to get that fight off and really capitalize on it, getting those barracks. And then that second fight, when the Radiant sort of got quite desperate, made a few mistakes in that fight, and they were able to capitalize on it again. And now here we are. Third barracks are going down with GG being called by the Radiant team. Excellent, excellent games. Also very excited to see Bristleback used in Captain's Mode games. One of the heroes that I enjoy very much, and he was playing his role quite effectively. Still feel that it could have been done better with a a Vanguard, an early on Vanguard, but he did get there in the end. Gyrocopter still doing massive amounts of damage to all the heroes around him. Excellent armor toggles by the Bristleback. It just... Lone Druid's picking off everyone from behind. Right now Gyrocopter is in a very dangerous situation. But, anyway, there we are. GG, well played. That was a fantastic match. Thank you everyone for playing. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for watching on YouTube. If you enjoyed it as much as I did, please upvote it, or yes, please like it. It's great. Alright, thank you very much. Here's a stat screen for every one of you who love the stats out there. It's great. Okay, this is Project Swift from DotA is Hard, signing out.